45 minutes away, another hearing on the Hill. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein will be in the hot seat, set to testify before the House Judiciary Committee as we learn more about these text messages that got an FBI agent booted from Mueller's team a few months ago. Now, Bob Goodlatte's the chairman of the committee. He's the Virginia Republican who joins me now. And, sir, good morning to you, and thank you for coming back. You've seen the text messages, right?
I have begun looking at them. We got them late last night. When I leave here, I'm going to go back and continue and get ready for the hearing.
So our viewers know these are the exchanges between Linda Page and Peter Strzok. Here's part of it. Page says, God, Trump is loathsome human. Strzok says, yet he may win. Good for Hillary. OMG, he's an idiot. God, Hillary should win 100 million times over. That was from March of 2016. You have this from March of 2016. Strzok says, I'm riled up. Trump is the blanking idiot, is unable to provide a coherent answer. I don't know what you think about that already, but do you believe there's a bias at the FBI?
Well, there certainly is a bias on the part of Peter Strzok, and quite frankly, his involvement in this process, going all the way back to those texts and emails that you just read, and many others, by the way, show that all during the investigation of Hillary Clinton's email scandal, which he was heavily involved in, including changing Director Comey's remarks when he said that she was careless instead of grossly negligent, was, in my opinion, showing a strong bias on the part of not only Mr. Strzok, but those who allowed him to do that, and then to put him on this investigative team with former Director Mueller for the special investigation raises an awful lot of questions that are going to be asked today.
I have a few more questions here. Back to the text message, again from Paige. Here's what she wrote, apparently. So, look, you say, this is April of 2016. You say we text on that phone when we talk about Hillary because it can't be traced. You were just venting because you feel bad that you've gone so much that can't be helped right now. That would seem to suggest they knew they should not be talking about these matters. Would you draw that same conclusion?
Oh, absolutely. Here is one of the top counterintelligence agents at the FBI communicating in this fashion. He shouldn't even be doing this to begin with, but to do this in that position shows extreme recklessness, gross negligence on his own part. And obviously, one of the questions is, he was removed from this team and transferred to another department in the FBI. Why? Why isn't he out on the street?
So you want him fired?
I want him struck. That's right.
Do you think the Mueller matter has been fair to date?
Well, we're going to ask a lot of questions about that as well. Obviously, a couple of things that concern us greatly. My position at the outset was, let's give former Director Mueller the opportunity to conduct this investigation. We're not going to interfere. But now we see that people like Peter Strzok and others who've had strong bias in favor of Hillary Clinton have been heavily engaged in this process. And secondly, we increasingly see a link between what was going on in the Clinton campaign and the basis for this investigation in the first place may be very, very closely linked. And so those things raise serious questions about the legitimacy of this investigation. We're going to probe that today.
Two more quick questions on this. Do you believe another special counsel is necessary to investigate?
I absolutely think another special counsel is necessary.
On behalf of the FBI, Department of Justice, or both?
We should be looking into what happened with the FBI last year when Director Comey made the decision to step in front of cameras and say that Hillary Clinton wasn't going to be prosecuted. We need to look into how that investigation was conducted, how the report about the investigation was written before the decision was made. Even the witnesses were interviewed. We need to look into the immunities that were granted. There are just endless questions that need to be looked into by an independent special counsel.
We're waiting for that hearing in 40 minutes. Quickly, what do you think of the Roy Moore defeat last night in Alabama? What changes in Washington, do you think, or for your party?
Well, obviously, the Senate, which has a very narrow majority already, is now even narrower. So getting through the Senate, which has ridiculous rules, bills that the American people want to reform our government, to lower taxes, to reform government regulation, and a whole host of other things are even more jeopardized by that. But the people of Alabama have spoken. The Senate now has to step up no matter who's there.
Sir, thank you for your time. Bob Goodlatte, the chairman of the committee. Hearing begins at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, sir, for coming back.
Thanks, Bill.
Much appreciated.